Hi friends, welcome to my channel Simple Learning Tips. Today we'll be discussing about one very interesting topic, and why I'm saying it's interesting is that because you can easily connect it with your day-to-day activities, day-to-day life. So today we'll be discussing conflict management, and it has been suggested by one of my viewers, so thank you for suggesting this topic. And in this topic today we'll be covering definition of conflict, types of conflict, conflict process, conflict management techniques. So that's why I said you can easily connect it with your day-to-day activities and try to take some aspect from this and try to apply it in your life so that we can have less conflict, or we can have constructive conflict, and our life can have a positive outcome. So first, definition of conflict. Now this is just a basic definition of conflict. Conflict is a process that begins when one party perceives that another party has negatively affected or is about to negatively affect something that the first party cares about. Now, I want to give a very basic example for this definition. Suppose your brother has a laptop. He has an Apple Mac Air Pro, whatever that laptop is. He has that laptop and he loves his laptop very much. And he has been constantly telling you not to touch that laptop, not to come even near to that laptop. Okay, so he is party A. You are party B. Due to some unavoidable situation, you are in urgent need of a laptop. So what you will do is that you will try to use his laptop without his knowledge or with his knowledge. So now what you have done is that the party A cares about his laptop a lot. B party, that is you know that, but still you had used that laptop, which can lead to conflict. So that is what this means, that when one party perceives or understands that the other party has negatively affected or is about to negatively affect something that the first party cares about. So that is what is simple conflict. We know that whenever there is a difference of opinion, difference of nature, personality differs, because of all these things, a conflict can arise. Now, what are the various types of conflict? There are actually a lot of different types of broader classification is there, but I have taken here mainly 3 different types of conflict. Now, what are the conflict? First one, task conflict. Now, task conflict can arise over the content and goals of the work. See, we know that in an organization, people from different culture, different educational background, different economical background, societal background are being hired. So definitely all these people will have individual opinions. See, in our family itself, our parents have an opinion. Our father, mother, they both have an opinion. They both have different opinion. Siblings have different opinion. Spouse have different opinion. So each and every individual has their own personality. So because of that, different opinion can come, and because of that, conflict can come. Now first, this task conflict means, I can give you a small example. You are in a college and you have a cultural activity that is coming. You have formed a team and everything. Now you have to decide what is to be performed. Whether it is you have to participate in dancing, whether you have to participate in singing, or whether you have to participate in a drama. So you have to set a goal. While setting that, some will say that, okay, we'll participate in singing, we'll participate in dancing. Some will say we'll participate in mime, we'll participate in a drama. So while setting that goal, lot of conflicts can come. So that is what is this task conflict means. That is the conflict that comes when over the content and goals of the work. Next one, relationship conflict. Now you have formed a team, and it's not necessary, we are human beings, right? And it's not necessary that we have to like each and every individual that we come across. For some people, personality itself we might not like. There might be an arrogant person, a mean person, even if a sweetest person is there in the team, you might not like that person because he is very sweet. Just take an example of this TV show that is coming, which is Big Boss. you can see that there are a lot of conflicts are there when people are, locked up in a room. That is because each and every individual has their own opinions, values, personalities. So because of that, the conflict will come. It's not, nothing is personal, but still, in an group or when a task is given, definitely each and every individual will have their own opinion, and because of that personality differences, conflict can come. Like I said, in the college example, one will say drama, one will say, suppose you have selected that, okay, we are going to participate in a drama. Now, your friend might be there, and someone whom you do not like can also be in that group. So whenever that person tries to speak something, you will get angry, you will get little bit agitated or frustrated. You will keep that in mind, and whenever a time will come, you will pinpoint that and a conflict can come. So that is what is this relationship conflict. Basically, it just means that conflict that arises because of interpersonal relationship. Next one, process conflict. Now, process conflict means that the conflict that comes when the work is being executed. Again, I'm coming back to that college example. You are going to enact a drama, and suppose you have selected the famous Romeo and Juliet. Now, you have a goal and you have selected your team members. Now, while assigning the task, assigning the roles, what each and every individual has to be performed, the conflict will come. One person wants to do Romeo, but you have given her the role of Juliet. And one person wants to do Juliet's father, and you have given him the role of Romeo. So, when the task is being executed, lot of conflict can come. That is what is process conflict. During the whole process, conflict ups and downs can come. That is what is this process conflict means. I hope it is clear. If it's not, please mention it in the description box below so that I can clarify it later. Now, next is the most important topic, conflict process. Conflict process, it's very simple. There are only 5 stages in this conflict process: potential, opposition or incompatibility, cognition and personalization, intentions, behavior, outcomes. Now, let's move on to the first stage. First stage is potential opposition or incompatibility. See, the word incompatibility itself means difference of nature. We say a couple is not incompatible. We say that friendship is not incompatible. That means that they both have so different nature, so different behavior that it's very difficult for them to adjust. Like, say here, a socket is there which is of square shape, and you have a plug which is, of round shape. So it's very difficult to insert that plug into that socket, into a square socket. So that is what is this incompatibility means. Now, in that, antecedent conditions. Now, first stage means that you have to understand it very clearly. First stage means that it means that the situation that can lead to conflict, the situation that arises conflict, that is the first stage. We can say that, before a big tide, we know that a situation is there will be a lot of calm situations. We know that a big tide is going to come. So that is what is this situation, antecedent conditions, the situations that can lead to conflict. Now, what are the various situations? First one, communications. I would say in every conflict, this is the basic situation, miscommunication. You are telling something and the other person is receiving it in some other way. Miscommunication. That is one of the major problem in all the conflicts. Misunderstanding. Because of communication, miscommunication, misunderstanding can happen, and that can lead to conflict. For miscommunication, it's not that we are in the same language, then also conflict can arise. Language barrier is also there. You don't know the language of the other person. You are trying to communicate something that will lead to a lot of misunderstandings. So that communication is also there. Language barrier is also there. Even if you are in the same language, the tone that you speak, that also matters. Next one, structure. Now, structure means in an organization, this matters a lot. That is the size of the organization. Okay. And next, like I said, task assigned to each and every individuals in an organization. In an organization, suppose you are good in Java, but you have been given a task of Oracle. So you are not being able to perform in that. And your friend who is good in Oracle and he has got Oracle as well, so he will be performing more. So there will be a lot of, you might have slight competitive, feeling, because he is performing well because he has got something in which he is interested, but you have got something which you are not interested. So then that can lead to a tiff. You remember the movie Wake Up Sid, in which Siddharth fails in the exam and he tries to show it to his friends. He gets very frustrated that his friends have passed the exam and he has not. That is what, because he says that, okay, I've played with you, I've spent so much money on you, that's why I failed in the exam. So that is what this means, that task assigned to each and every individual group that can lead to conflict. Next one, leadership style. You may not like your team leader, so a conflict can come. Arguments can come, misunderstanding can come. A lot of conflict can come because of leadership styles. Next one, in the structure also, you have a leader, you like the leader. If you set unclear goals, the goals are not specified well, then also conflict can come. Conflict can arise. Next one, personal variables. Personal variables just simply means that each and every individual, they have their own value systems, they have their own personality types, and because of that, conflict can come. Now next is stage 2, cognition and personalization. Now in this stage is crucial because this is that thought processing and the experiences, what you are experiencing, how you are analyzing what has happened before. So the first stage is all about situation. The second stage is all about how you perceive the thinking, how you perceive the thought processes, how you are experiencing that conflict, what are the emotions that are being involved in this conflict. That is what's the second stage about. First one, perceived conflict. Perceived conflict means you are aware of the conflict that can happen. That is what is given here. Awareness by one or more parties of the existence of conditions that create opportunities for conflict to arise. That is perceived conflict. Suppose in a college, you know that if the canteen food is not being served properly, because students are paying fees, and if the canteen food is not being served properly, a conflict can arise. So that is what is perceived conflict. The awareness that, okay, if this is not being done properly, a conflict can arise. Next one, felt conflict. That means now emotional involvement is there. Emotional involvement in a conflict creating anxiety, tenseness, frustration, hostility. So that means you have been emotionally involved. Now that will definitely lead to conflict. So basically, in this stage, the parties who are involved in the conflict decide what the conflict is about, and emotions play a major role in this stage. How much you are being affected. So, first stage, situations. Second stage, the emotions that are being involved. Now, next, stage 3 is that how the intentions are being handled. How the conflict's intentions are being handled. Now, there are basically 2 dimensions if you see correctly. Assertiveness and cooperativeness. Cooperativeness means you definitely care about, you give some concern about other party. Assertiveness means no, I'm just concerned about my own wishes. So that is assertiveness and cooperativeness. Based on that, you have 5 conflict handling intention. See, these are all very easy topic. That's why I'm going in a very speed manner. If you have any doubt, please mention in the description box. Now, competing means, simply I'll say, I win, you lose. In a factory, suppose trade union leader is going to ask for a salary hike. And they are saying, we need a salary hike of 10,000 rupees per month. And the management is saying, no, we'll give you only 1,000 rupees, nothing more than that. Otherwise, we'll shut down the factory like that. So finally what and the agreement has come that okay, only 1,000 rupees per month has been the hike given to the employees. So that is what is I win, you lose. That is competing. Second one, collaborating. I win, you win. Okay. The person is asking, the trade union leader is asking for 10,000 rupees hike. Management is also agreeing for that It's not that at the first attempt they have agreed. Is also agreeing to that 10,000 rupees. So that is collaborating. Both of the parties win. Next one, avoiding. Now, the trade union leader has asked for this salary hike for a lot of times, and the management is not responding well, and we know that if the matter is taken to the management, definitely some repercussions will be there. So the matter is avoided. Both the parties are not bringing up that matter again and again. So that is no winners, no losers. Next one, accommodating. That means I lose, you win. You have asked for 10,000 rupees hike, and the management is saying, okay, we will give you, first they will say that okay, we are giving you 1,000 rupees only, or they might say that okay, we'll give you 10,000 rupees, but you have to work 2 hours per day extra. So the trade union leader has told that okay, no, is putting a foot down that no, 10,000 rupees per month we need a hike. So the management is saying okay, now the situation is not good, and maybe after 1 year we may give 10,000 rupees hike, and you have agreed to that. So that means I lose, you win. Okay. Last one, compromising. You bend, I bend. Now union leader has asked for 10,000 rupees hike. Management is saying 10,000 rupees. Okay, fine, no problem, but you have to work 2 hours more per day. That is compromising. You have to reach, both the parties, they have to reach to a consensus. They have to make some compromise. Both the parties will have to make some compromise. That is what is this compromising means in this stage. Next stage is behavior. That means that how these situations are being confronted. Now the reactions of the parties involved. That is what is this stage 4 means. Now this is something known as the conflict intensity. How the intensity will increase, and or it's not that in every situation the conflict intensity will increase. There can be a situation where there is no reaction at all, or there can be a destructive reaction at all. So that's what it means. It means there can be a situation of no conflict, or minor disagreements can be there, questioning can be there, verbal attacks. Now the intensity is increasing, and it is leading to a destructive purpose. Then threats and ultimatums, aggressive physical attacks can be there, and even a vengeance to destroy the other party that cannot even lead to the conflict. The last one, stage 5, is the outcomes. Now even what I have also done is that I have been only focusing on the negative part of the conflict, but in each and every, like there are two sides of a coin, so like that in each and every conflict, two parts are there. There can be a constructive conflict, there can be a destructive conflict. See, suppose in an organization, if you say yes to whatever your boss is saying, that is destructive. That is a destructive thing. Constructive conflict means you don't have to say yes to everything he says, but you can express your opinion. Then only a team, the idea, the innovative thinking, creativeness will be there creativity will be there in a group. Otherwise, that will lead to a decreased group performance. Wherever the case, like I said, that physical attack, verbal attack and all is there, that will lead to decreased group performance. Like, Hitler, he was an autocratic leader. If somebody were there to oppose him, the situation might be different. So, it should be, conflict should be used in such a constructive way that it should increase the group performance. Now, this is the last topic that we'll be discussing in this video. Conflict management or resolution techniques. See, these are all very basic resolution techniques. You know that You all will be doing it in your family, among your friends, in your school, college, organization, everywhere you will be doing it. So that's why I'll be just going through it very quickly. Problem solving. Whenever a conflict is there, what you try to do? You try to solve the issue. You try to solve the problem in a very constructive manner. Next one, superordinate goals. Now this is very interesting one. Do you remember when we were very young, like when we were a child, and when we used to fight with whenever we used to fight with our friends or cousins, your siblings, our parents, what they used to do is that when at the age of 6, 7, 8, let's say up to 10, parents will say, okay, go clean your house, or go clean the garden, or clean the garage, like that, which is a big task for an 8-year-old. That is what this means. Set a superordinate goals. That is, give some challenging goals to the employees that they will not have time for conflict itself. Or if conflict will also be there, because of this challenging task, they will try to resolve the conflict quickly. So that is what this means, superordinate goals. Expansion of resources. Now this means that if the conflict is for a parking lot, try to provide more parking lots to them. Or if the conflict is for office space, try to create more office space. So that is what expansion of resources. Avoidance, or like I said, we know that if we serve bad food in a canteen, cafeteria, conflict can come. So try to provide good food there. You can thereby avoiding the conflict at all. Smoothing. Now smoothing means that you have to identify common interest in both the parties and try to cultivate that. Suppose a husband and wife is always fighting, but both of them likes cooking. So in order to avoid the fight, in order to avoid the conflict, what they can do is that they can try to focus more on cooking part. They can attend cooking classes, they can go and watch cookery shows, they can go for some food festival, like that. Okay, so thereby their conflict can be reduced by cultivating or by promoting their common interest. Compromise. This has been explained previously. Authoritative command. Now nothing will work means that you will have to use the authoritative tone. Next, altering the human variable. Now, suppose if it is a group work and always the conflict is coming because of certain individual personalities, you can always put them in separate groups if nothing else works. Altering the structure variables. I previously explained what is this structure. That is leadership styles or size. You can reduce the size of the group. You can change the leader. You can provide good reward systems. So all this, you can set a clear task, thereby the conflict can be avoided. So these are the various conflict management resolution techniques. I hope it is clear, and if you have any doubt, please mention it in the description box below. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to this channel, and please leave your valuable comments below. Thank you for watching this video.